Hello everyone, I'm going to go over a Theroycrafted Summon Raging Spirits build that I made on Path of Building and that I was thinking about. And I'm going to go over it, how you'd level it, and try to generally give you an idea of what you need and what you're going to do while building. And I'm just going to try and encompass everything that's going on with the build. And I'm going to start by telling you how I would level the build in step-by-step order. First, I would get Heart and Soul for more life and mana. Then I would get Practical Application for more resists and avoidance and interruption from stuns while casting. It gives you Strength and Dexterity as well. Then you get Enduring Bond to increase your minions' damage, and it's going to make your Raging Summoning Spirits last longer when you actually cast it. Then I would go and I'd get Purity of Flesh for more energy shield, max life, and some cast resist. Then I'd get Sovereignty for more mana reservation. Then I would get Faith and Steel for more armor, energy shield, and resists. Then it'd be Redemption for more minion damage. And then you're going to leave Endurance. And you're going to leave Endurance until you actually get the small cluster. And the small cluster that you're going to get with it is going to be Enduring Composure. And Enduring Composure, what it does is you gain 1 endurance charge every second if you've been hit recently. And endurance charges are really, really good. So wait till you get an Enduring Composure small cluster until you actually pick up Endurance and the talent tree. So that goes over that. Then you're going to get Devotion, which is going to increase your life and increase your DPS a little bit. Then you are going to get Sanctum of Thought, and it's going to reduce your damage you take from critical strikes. It's going to increase your armor and your energy shield. Then you are going to go and you're going to pick up Tireless, and that's going to reduce the cost of the spells that you cast. It's going to increase your max life. After that, you are going to get Grave Pack, and that's going to increase your minions' damage. So after that, you're probably going to want to go up and get Mystic Bulwark, and you're going to grab the Mastery for 12% mana reservation, efficiency of skills, the Mana Mastery. Then you're going to swing all the way and make a right angle, and you're going to pick up Influence. And at this time, you might want to pick up Whispers of Doom and not wait for the Anointment, because you're going to be using a lot of curses in this build. So that's just a tip that I'm giving you. You're going to want to probably pick up Whispers of Doom before you can get it with an Anointment. So after Whispers of Doom, you are going to pick up Steeped in a Profane. And then your last step is going to be this last mana reservation efficiency node by Leadership. And now I'm going to go over the key nodes really fast. And I have quite a few of them going, and I'm going to explain them really fast. You're going to take Mind Over Matter. That gives you 40% of damages taken from mana before life. And, oops. Well, you're going to want to have Eldritch Battery too. Hold on a second. I got to see if I could, this is definitely, okay, there we go. That works. Alright. And you're going to want to take Eldritch Battery. And when you take Eldritch Battery, your energy shield becomes mana. It overlaps your mana and it becomes mana. So when you use Mind Over Matter, you want to make sure you're using Eldritch Battery with it, and that's going to increase your survivability a lot. Then you're going to get Divine Shield. You're going to want to use Determination with Divine Shield, or you won't regenerate energy shield. And what Divine Shield does is 3% of physical damage prevented from hits recently is regenerated as energy shield per second. This is going to increase your survivability even more and make Mind Over Matter even better. Then after Divine Shield, you're going to pick up Ghost Dance. And actually, I'm still Theroycrafting it really fast. You're not going to actually have Ghost Dance in this build because you're not going to be using Grace. You're going to be using Haste for more DPS and damage. So I'm going to add in some more, I could add in anything right now in the build. And I'm just going to add a couple of things. I'm just going to throw them anywhere. It doesn't really matter what I do with it. You could definitely I'll put in Soulism, and that'll make me completely immune to all elemental ailments with Fire Song. I'll go over Fire Song in a minute. And, really, it doesn't matter. Just give yourself more survivability or anything, or more damage. But it'll be posted in the description below, the path of building. And, so that goes over the tree. I'm going to go over the Ascendancies really fast and how I would get them in order. I would get Commander of Darkness, then I would get Mindless Aggression, and Unnatural Strength is used for more DPS and damage for your minions, and Bone Barrier is for more survivability and protection for your minions. You could get Bone Barrier for more defense, or you could get Unnatural Strength for more DPS damage for your minions. It's really up to you. And for some reason, Unnatural Strength isn't showing up any DPS or damage for me right now. But it wouldn't matter. If this is the case, you take Mistress of Sacrifice for more protection and survivability then. And now that goes over the talent tree and the ascendancies. I'm going to go over the skills really fast and what I'm doing with the skills. And because I'm using the Severed in Sleep in this build, this Theorycrafted build, you're not going to actually need to have Withering Touch for your Raging Summoning Spirits for Link. And that's going to be huge to increase the damage of the build. And you're going to want to use Divergent for your Raging Summoning Spirits, level 21 gem, so you could get 24 of them. Then you're going to have Awaken Multi-Strike, Awaken Unbound Ailments. That's going to increase the damage of your dots. Awaken Unleash is going to allow you to summon more Raging Spirits at once. Then minion damage, Awaken minion damage, self-explanatory. And Awaken Void Manipulation is going to make your damage all chaos. You won't be able to do any other elemental damage, and it's going to give you +1 to cast skill gems. So that goes over the 6 link for your main damage source and your only damage source. Then you're going to have Temporal Chains and Enfeeble, and they're both going to be attached to a Profane Proxy Ring. And the Profane Proxy Rings make your skitterbots have a curse aura around them, so wherever they're moving around, they're really fast too. And they're going to be doing Temporal Chains and Enfeeble on all the creatures and mobs. Enfeeble is a huge survivability increase to any build that you could put it on. Then both weapons in this build are going to have the same gems in them. You're going to have Molten Shell Anomalous, Awakened Generosity, and Divine Blessing Anomalous. Then the shield, the defensive shield, is going to have Flame Dash, Bone Offering, and Empowered 4. And then the other weapon is going to have Flame Dash, Flesh Offering, and Enhance 4. You could use Empowered 4 as well. But the one weapon is used for defensive purposes, is going to have Bone Offering, and the other one is going to have Flesh Offering. Actually, that is wrong. Both of them are going to be the same. I apologize. They're both going to have Flesh Offering on them. And it's going to be a different variant. So they're both going to be for offensive purposes. And the shield is going to be the same. I mean, the shield is going to be the same. and so is the weapons. They're all going to be the same. And then I went over Enfeeble, I went over the Raging Summoning Spirits. Then my gloves, I have a lot of enchants. I'm not enchants, I mean auras. I have Skitterbot. I went over the Skitterbot. Defiance Banner is for more evasion and armor. I have Enlighten 4 to reduce the cost of them. Then I have this Clarity 1 here. What's the Clarity 1 for? I'm going to explain why I have Clarity 1. The reason I'm using Clarity 1 is because I'm using a Watcher's Eye. And we're going to look at the Watcher's Eye's stat lines. And one of them is really huge in this build that increases the survivability of it a lot. And what it does is 10% of damage taken from mana before life while affected by Clarity. Excuse me, I apologize. And what that does is it's going to increase the effectiveness of Mind Over Matter even more. So all you need is a Clarity 1 in order to get that stat line from the Watcher's Eye. And the Watcher's Eye also has phasing while affected by haste. And what that does is it allows you to move through creatures and bosses. It's just a general quality of life while playing the build. So I'm going to hop back into the skills. And then I also have more auras on my helmet. I have Determination for more armor and survivability. It's going to be a different variant. Vitality for more life regeneration. Haste for more damage. Enlighten 4 to reduce the cost of everything on the linked helmet. Then I have boots. And you're going to be hard casting Despair, and you're only going to be using it on bosses. And it's going to be anomalous, the variant, and Blasphemy is wrong. I'm going to put Empowered 4 here to increase the damage of Despair. And then you got Desecrate to do flesh offering before bosses or whenever you don't have a corpse around to actually get the flesh offering buff. Then you got Enhanced, and then you got Empowered to increase the damage of Despair even more. And then the Envy, you're going to be you'll be able to use Envy as a clickable aura. And the reason you could do that is because the weapon is going to have Divine Blessing. So, and if you were to use Envy as an aura, just like a normal aura that has efficiency to it, it's going to cost a lot of mana. So it's better to put it with Divine Blessing. Now I'm going to go over the weapons. I'm using the new Severed in Sleep Cutlass, and this is going to be where you actually get your Withering stacks from, and where you're going to increase the damage of your Raging Summoning Spirits even more because you do not have to attach the 6-link with Withering Touch. Then I have the Atare's Flexion for more damage DPS, and I also have the Daruso's Courage for more defensive purposes. It's a weapon swap. And you're going to get more defensive stats and everything with the Daruso's Courage. And then I have the helmet, great stats. You could just look at that if you want. Then the Covenant for more damage and DPS for your Raging Summoning Spirits. You're going to want to make sure that you put your 6-link Raging Summoning Spirits into the Covenant. Then the gloves are really good. You know, you can follow the stats and everything. You take a look at them. You know, it really doesn't matter what stats you have on them. Just make sure you're capped in elemental resist and everything. This build doesn't have maxed out spell suppression, so it really doesn't matter if you have spell suppression. Then you have Windscreen for the extra curse. The curses are going to be Enfeeble, Despair, and Temporal Chains. And the Windscreen Greaves are going to help give you an extra curse. So it's going to be Whispers of Doom for 1, the Windscreen Greaves 2, and you get a curse for just being a player character. Then you got the Ashes of Star for more reservation for skills, and the quality of skill gems is going to help a lot too. And the Anointment is going to be Whispers of Doom, And the Whispers of Doom is 3 golden oils in order to get it. Then you got the 2 profane proxies that are going to be attached to curses, temporal chains, and enfeeble, and your skitterbots are going to be using those as a aura curse. Then I have the new Darkness Enthroned with 100% effect of Socketed Abyss Jewels. Now I'm going to go over the Ghastly Eye Jewels. And the Ghastly Eye Jewel stats that you're looking for are minions deal 20% increased damage if you use a minion skill recently, and minions have 15% chance to poison enemies on hit. The last 2 stat lines are modifiers to the Ghastly Eye Jewels. If you want more damage or DPS, you're going to put in minions deal physical or cast damage. You could get any stat lines you want for the last 2 modifiers or stat lines, so it really doesn't matter. And for now, I just have a Quicksilver Flask. You could definitely get some more survivability in the build, but I was just trying to make the build a little faster. Then I have a Basalt Flask that has more armor, a percentage armor. Then I have the Granite Flask for a flat armor buff. Then I have the Taste of Hate, and then I have the Blood. I'm going to go over the configurations really fast because I just went over everything into the items. And, you know, the Major God is, you know, whatever. You could put in whatever you want for any situation you want. But the Soul Aberoth, you are going to want to use that Minor God to increase the effectiveness of Fire Song. And I forgot to went over the Cluster Jewels and the gems in the build. But most of the gems in the build are Ghastly Eye Jewels. Then the endurance charges are coming from Enduring Composure from the small cluster. You're going to have 4. Then the number of summoned minions is going to be 10, because you're going to have a ton of Raising Summoning Spirits out all the time. And this is used to determine how much survivability you have with Bone Barrier, the Ascendancy. Number of nearby enemies is 1 because I'm using the particular Major God. It really doesn't matter. If you've been recently hit, yeah, minion skill. If you use a minion skill recently, yup. Consumed corpses recently, I just always put 5. And the weird thing is that there is no withering stat or checkbox for me on my Path of Building, so I really don't know what's going on there. If it's just me or if everybody's having this problem or just certain people, but even without the Withering Touch checkbox, I have maxed out DPS for Guardian Pinnacle. So this build is going to be a monster for Uber bosses. And it's set to Guardian Pinnacle. You know, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, or if I missed something that you thought I should go over, let me know. As always, please be safe and be careful, because you never know what's going to happen in life, and life is too short and too precious. So make sure you're really, really safe and careful, everybody. And always thank you so much for watching. If you like what I'm doing and you want more of it, please subscribe and show some love. Bye, everyone. Thank you for watching.